There we go.
Oh, am I doing something?
I don't have any idea. I saw it. I totally don't know.
Please rise in body or spirit as we sing our opening song, What Wondrous Love, number 18 in the gray hymnal, What Wondrous Love. What wondrous love is takes away the pain of my soul. When I was sinking down, sinking down, sinking down. When I was sinking down, sinking down. When I was sinking down, beneath my sorrow's ground, friends to me gathered round. Oh my soul, oh my soul. Friends to me gathered round, oh my soul. To love and to all friends, I will sing, I will sing. To love and to all friends, I will sing. To love and to all friends, who pain and sorrow mend. With thanks unto the end, I will sing, I will sing. With thanks unto the end, I will sing.
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Salem. Let's all take a moment, turn all the way around, and wave and say a friendly good morning to camera one and our friends online. Good morning. There we go, nice. It's so nice that we're able to gather together in a wide variety of ways. In person, online, now, or watch it on a Tuesday or Wednesday. The world and how we interact with each other has transitioned a lot in the last 4 years, and this congregation is starting a transitional path. With July comes a new year, a new month, a new fiscal year, and for us, a new year as we turn towards the future and our own path, wondering what adventures lie ahead. I am so grateful that we have each other during this time and that we show each other compassion, patience, and love for the sacred in all of us as we take this journey together. Let's say a quick hello to those around us, and when it's time, I'll bring us back. That is a quick hello.
Into this home, we bring our hunger for awakening. We bring compassionate hearts and the will toward justice. Into this home, we bring the courage to walk on after hard losses. Into this home, we bring joy and gratitude for ordinary blessings. By our gathering in this place, we bless. In its shelter, we know ourselves blessed. Let us join together saying our affirmation. Love is our doctrine, compassion is our way. Here we seek to create a joyful home for free religious exploration, build a community of caring fellowship, nurture the hopes, and serve the needs of our world. We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of the life we share together. Each week, we light 3 chalices. The first is for this congregation, the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Salem. We light our second chalice for our partner church in Šiman-Falva, Transylvania, Romania. And we light our third chalice for our children and youth in lifespan religious education and in our world at large. Let us sing the flame into life.
Hi, everybody. My name's Ariane, and I'd love to have anybody who's young or young at heart to come on down front here. I have a beautiful story to share with you today. This story is called In Every Moon There Is a Face. It's a book for dreaming. It's a book for a gentle journey. It brings peace to the mind and joy to the heart, and it allows the spirit to soar. It's a book that needs you to take a close look at the pictures. And for those of you who are in the seats and would like to see it, the pictures will be displayed up on the wall for you. So in every moon, there is a face. And in every face, there is a tree. There's a tree and a moon. You see the tree. And every tree is full of lace. Yeah. And in that lace, you will find a sea. Above that sea, a cloud of words. Hides underneath a quilt of light, and in that light, a crowd of birds. The birds become a small yellow kite. And in that kite, do you see the kite here in the sun? And in that kite, there is a jar that's full of flowers growing wild. And in each flower, there's a star. And in each star, there is a child. And in each child, there is a sky that's full of daydreams and balloons, and every dream is a butterfly. Yes, I do. A butterfly that's full. What do you think it's full of? Moons. It is, because this is the last page right here that has no words. So if you go on a journey, if you journey from home to here, from here to home, think of all the things that you might see, and you might use your imagination to find a butterfly or a tree full of lace, or who knows what you might find. Yeah. I think it's time to make an arch full of love for children to pass through so they can go on their journey back to where they're going to have much fun this morning.
Adjusting this microphone. Compassion. We have all been hurt or betrayed by others, and we all have hurt and betrayed others, whether unintentionally or not. To be truly compassionate with ourselves and others, we can practice forgiveness. Not to say that what has happened is okay or just, but to let go of the pain we are carrying. There's an old Buddhist story of two ex-prisoners of war who meet after many years. The first asks, "Have you forgiven your captors yet?" The second man answers, "No, never." "Well then," the first replies, "they still have you in prison." Forgiveness and compassion, a way to move on from personal hurts and have hope and not have hope for a better past. A way to move on from personal hurts and not have hope for a better past. And gratitude. Unitarian minister Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote, "Let me go where'er I will. I hear a sky-born music still. It sounds from all things old, it sounds from all things young. From all that's fair, from all that's foul, peals out a cheerful song. It is not only in the rose, it is not only in the bird, not only where the rainbow glows, nor in the song of women heard, but in the darkest, meanest things, there always, always something sings. 'Tis not in the high stars alone, nor in the cup of budding flowers, nor in the redbreast's mellow tone, nor in the bough that smiles in showers, but in the mud and scum of things, there always something sings. With a heart of gratitude, let us remember that there's always something to sing about.
Hello, everyone. I'm Joan Stembridge, and I am your Lifeline's lay minister today. And we have two joys to share. And the first joy is written by Ed Kramer, and here's his message. I watched the celebration at the U.S. Capitol Mall on the 4th. But it wasn't the spectacular fireworks or the various entertainers. It was the people celebrating our birthday that put a patriotic lump in my throat. Every color, gender, age, and sexual orientation. Every faith and belief. Every able-bodied and disabled American. Not a political t-shirt or hat to be found. Just families, smiles, and a sense that this is the way it should always be. Thank you, Ed. And the second joy is from Joan Stembridge. Thank you to Margaret, Gigi, Sarah, and Barbara, and to all others who planned and participated in the women's retreat. It was pure joy. And the final candle is for all those joys and concerns that are in our hearts and felt but not shared today. Lifeline's lay ministers are fellow members of this congregation. We exist to offer support to members and friends in the congregation who are experiencing loss, illness, or any type of personal or family crisis. We listen and we care. You can reach us at the table in Hanneman Hall after each service. You can also email. The email is behind me, or you can phone the church, or you can post on the website at the Joys and Concerns. And then I want to remind us that next Sunday, the second Sunday of the month, is Compassionate Connections, which happens right after church. And Compassionate Connections offers emotional group support in a small group format. And if you would like to either receive or give emotional support, come up to the front of the church after the service and meet, and then you will go to a private space where you can share with each other. Thank you so much, and have a good day.
May I be filled with loving kindness.
Forgiveness by Alfred Austin. Now bury with the dead years, conflicts dead, and the fresh days let all begin anew. Why longer amid shriveled leaf drifts tread, when buds are swelling, flowers sheaths peeping through, seen through the vista of the vanished years? How trivial seem the struggle and the crown. How vain past feuds when reconciling tears course down the channel worn by vanished frown. How few mean the bitterness they speak. Words more than feelings keep us still apart, and in the heat of passion or of pique, the tongue is far more cruel than the heart. Since love alone makes it worthwhile to live, let all now be forgiven and forgive.
They had decided on the spur of the moment to go on a ride in the country that day. My parents were living in upstate New York, teaching and settling in as newlyweds. Their initial honeymoon had been Memorial Day weekend. Unfortunately, my mom woke up with one of the worst colds in her life. And forever after, Vicks Vapor Rub became an aphrodisiac for them. So here they were, a year later, being the successful young academic couple and saving their money for a proper honeymoon in Europe. It was a mid-April spring day. The sun was shining and it looked like a beautiful day for a drive. Without telling anyone, they got into their car and just drove off along one of those windy country roads that populate New York State. My dad remembers saying, "Here it comes." My mom remembers just the weaving and back and forth of their car and my dad trying to avoid the oncoming car. Next thing she recalls is being in the hospital and her mom from Missouri sitting beside her. Apparently, my dad stayed conscious enough to give the hospital and police enough information to get other family members apprised of the situation, and then he lapsed into a coma for 5 days. The state police stationed a 24-hour guard beside the bedside of the man who hit them. They were assuming one or both of my parents would die, and then they could charge the man with manslaughter. Fortunately, both of my parents survived, to which I am grateful. Mainly because my brother and I are now here, a few years after the accident. Recovery, as you can imagine, took a long time. Physically, mentally, emotionally. My mom had to stay in the hospital for longer than my dad due to the extent of her injuries. The story goes, one day the doctor came in to check on her. He said, "I hear you've been complaining about the oatmeal." "That's right," she said. "Well, you must be ready to leave then." And she was discharged that day. He had to stay working. And due to a good friend, they were able to continue their recovery in a cabin by a beautiful lake. The accident and recovery process changed how they viewed the world and lived the rest of their lives. The man who hit them, what justice did they receive from him, you might ask? Well, precious little. He was uninsured, unlicensed, unemployed, and already had several DUIs prior to this event. After an accident such as theirs, it's easy to imagine the collage of emotions and revisit the accident that went through their minds. How could it not? If nothing else, something could trigger the memories, and it is not uncommon to ruminate on a tragedy such as this. Frequently, there's a connection to time. Things are before or after the accident. One is told by well-meaning souls that time heals all wounds, and it does. Yet the mind is also wired to try and solve the why of such incidents. Tragedies are a part of the human experience, as is wanting to figure out the problem that precipitated it and try to make it never happen again. Logically, this all makes sense. But I think when my parents were in the moment, going through the experience, it was hard to step back, look at the bigger picture, and be logical. For my dad, one of the big things was guilt. The guilt of not being able to stop the accident from occurring, the guilt of causing my mom to lose one of her eyes and having countless surgeries to reconstruct her nose, jaw, and of course, the fitting of the artificial eye. The guilt of taking the drive in the first place and going on the route that they took. All the little details that one thinks of after an accident and trying to come to terms with the idea that bad things happen. And sometimes all you can do is just pick up where you are and keep going. My dad didn't talk about it much, at least not to me, except to tell of the humorous story of a year or so later when they were able to get to Europe. And he was still on crutches and could zoom down sidewalks faster than my mom. And she would frequently have to call, "Warren, wait up!" My mom said the accident was one, if not the defining moment in her life. That it changed her and how she viewed the world. Since I only knew her after the accident, it is hard to really understand how she would have been different. But I gathered that she felt she was somehow superficial and frivolous, too concerned with moving up in the world as opposed to contributing to the world. Although there were many things from a daily functioning level she had to adopt to, there was also the issue of receiving justice for what had happened to her. I mean, this guy just plowed into them, right? He literally changed her life, their lives, in 1 minute. How is he going to pay for what he had done? Where was the punishment? Where was the justice? Where was the contrition and apology? It quickly became apparent that none of these things was going to happen. Apparently, the courts agreed with my mom that something should be done to pay for what had happened. They permanently revoked his license for what that was worth and stated he needed to pay monetarily for the damages. I don't know the amount, but they never saw anything because he didn't have anything to give them. verbal apology never came. Apologies, that balm that soothes life's burns and starts the healing process of almost all wounds to the heart. Hopefully, when we were little, we had someone we could turn to, whom we scraped our knee and they would say, "Ouch, that must hurt. Let's put something on it to make it feel better." So, too, when there's an emotional hurt, a sense of fairness in the world has us perceive a need for acknowledgement of that hurt. Our life has been turned upside down, and to get back to balance and fairness, we think an apology will set things right, or at least start the process. It seems just. It seems right. It seems like it will stop the pain that it has caused. But what if that apology never comes? If apology is the first step towards healing and no apology comes, how can the healing ever start? Apologies are wonderful and truly healing. When sincere, they can mend relationships and keep connections going. However, they may not have the only power of healing wrongs done to us. Cato York phrases it, "Your healing cannot depend on the other person admitting the damage that they caused you, because more often than not, they won't admit it. It is entirely on you to heal what they broke in you." So, what to do? How can I take responsibility for healing from an emotional hurt if the salve is an apology that never comes? How can I keep resentment at bay? And as Nelson Mandela says, resentment is like a drinking poison and hoping your enemy dies. Well, one thing is to try and remember the compassionate path I strive for. Try to remember the inherent worth and dignity in each person, as well as remember that just as each of us has the individual right for individual search for truth and meaning in our spiritual lives, we also have the right to have all kinds of life experiences that other people just aren't aware of. Therefore, I need to try and not be judgmental when I experience something that is hurtful. There is a story that the author Ted Covey shares about him riding the subway, and this man and his two kids get on. The kids were running around, and the guy was just staring off into space. Ted said, "Excuse me, but your kids are disturbing the other passengers." The man said, "Oh, I'm sorry. We just left the hospital where my wife just died. I guess we're just handling our grief in different ways." Wow. It's so easy to jump to conclusions when hurt, especially when the hurt seems directed towards yourself. But to try and take a breath and look at the situation from a different perspective might just change the meaning of the whole scenario. It's hard to say what life experiences that man who ran to my parents had had in order to wind up on that country road in New York State. In the long term, doesn't really matter. His life and their lives collided that day. So how did the young woman who became my mom learn to be happy while still having experiences in her life that hurt at times? One way was to not expect the person who hurt her to be the person that saved her. She had to save herself. She had to see the interconnected web of all existence and embrace it from within. I think she would agree with Rumi. There's a life force within your soul. Seek that life. There's a gem in the mountain of your body. Seek that mine. Oh, traveler, if you are in search of that, don't look outside. Look inside yourself and seek that. Of course, there were connections with others that helped her too. She didn't just go off and become a hermit. That was my dad. One of the greatest loves of her life, she always said, was the experience of having children and grandchildren. She was always open to listening to the pain of others and helping them achieve in life. There was a joke within the family that she was a practicing counselor without a license, that we were going to be run out of town one day. The experience of the accident helped her live a deeper, more meaningful life than she had planned for herself back when she was 22, 23. Sometimes bad things really do just happen to good people. And the key, the lesson is, how am I going to now define myself now that this has happened? I would like to think that Joel Osteen sums up my mom's response to the accident. You must make a decision that you are going to move on. It won't happen automatically. You will have to rise up and say, I don't care how hard this is. I don't care how disappointed I am. I'm not going to let this get the best of me. I'm moving on with my life. You must make up your mind that no matter what happens, what comes your way, no matter how difficult, no matter how unfair, you will do more than simply survive. You will thrive in spite of it. For myself, when I think of the events with people in my life that have hurt me deeply, especially those times when no apology is coming, I vacillate between wanting the hurt to be acknowledged and repaired and being compassionate for the pain that the other person is experiencing that has caused my own pain. I vacillate between wanting to forget everything about the person and wanting to hold on to the memories of all the good experiences we shared. In the end, I keep coming back to that. Wanting to remember the connection and the good, loving experiences we shared. For in doing that, I resist the temptation of becoming resentful and less loving in my heart. It is too hard and painful to be less loving. As Alex L. says, the older I get, the more I realize that time doesn't heal all wounds. There will be things in life that will always hurt or be tender. I am releasing the idea that I must get over things to find happiness. I can be happy and still have some things in my life that hurt. May we find happiness within ourselves and our connections to others as we travel on this path of life. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and then out. If you are comfortable, close your eyes and take another deep breath in and then let it out slowly, releasing any tension you might be feeling. Now imagine a time in your life where you have hurt. It could be physical hurt, emotional hurt. It could be caused by a person or a thing. It could seem deliberate or could truly be accidental. Bring to mind the event, the emotions and thoughts tied to that event. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, say to yourself, I love you, I bless you, I let you go. Now do that again. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, say to yourself, I love you, I bless you, I let you go. Now just breathe normally and sense how you feel. Is there any sense of release or relief? If so, know you can try this with other difficulties in your life. Saying, I love you, I bless you, I let you go. And truly let it go, even a tiny bit. All it can do is give you a deeper sense of compassion for yourself and others, and gratitude for the joys in life. May it be so.
We support UUCS through our pledges, our time, and our connections with one another. We support the Salem community through donations to the Marion Polk Food Share that can be put into the red wagon that is now up the aisle. And for the month of July, Oregon Black Pioneers. Oregon Black Pioneers is Oregon's only historical society dedicated to preserving and presenting the experiences of African Americans statewide. For more than 30 years, we've illuminated the seldom told stories of people of African descent in Oregon through our engaging exhibits, public programs, publications, and historical research. Additionally, we partner with local organizations to identify, interpret, and preserve sites with African American historical significance. Our mission is to research, recognize, and commemorate the history and heritage of African Americans in Oregon. Please send your checks to UUCS or visit the website to donate, or put your donations in the red bags that will be passed. Thank you for maintaining the community of UUCS and for helping the wider community of Salem.
Well, thank you, everybody, for helping out today, especially Marjorie for her playing, and our own Lorianne, who set up sound and then decided to play the piano, then decided to lead us in singing. Next time, she's going to add tap dancing, I think, right? I say yes, right? That'd be great. All right, next Sunday is a special Sunday when, I'm terrible saying his last name, Shavanis, and his Aztec dancers are going to come. They, I don't think, have actually come and done a service for us since pre-COVID. So it's been a couple of years or so. So that's exciting that they're going to be able to come back again. That's wonderful. And then the next item is, Lynn has something to come and tell us.
Good morning. My name is Lynn Cardiff, and I'm the past chair of the Board of Directors, emphasis on past. I'm also a member of the search committee, along with Robert Galloway and Christine Ertl, that got involved in the process for finding an interim minister. We did not match with anyone in that process, so we went the contract minister route. And we had 3 inquiries from people on the East Coast who wanted to be our minister completely remotely. And we decided that's not exactly what we wanted. Luckily, we had somebody that we contacted who had been here before, and she is half-time at the Pasco UU Church and will be then half-time with us. Her name is, for those of you who may remember, Monica Jacobson-Tennyson. She was our intern minister 2016 to 2018. She was ordained here in our church, and she has been on the East Coast a bit, just 2 or 3 years, and then doing various pieces around. She can't come to us until November 1st because Mary Gear, who was also an interim minister and was ordained here, she is at the church in Olympia, and she's on sabbatical, and Monica is doing Pasco halftime and the Olympia church halftime. So she will be with us starting in November, although she's going to come to visit sometime in October and be our halftime minister until we signed a contract with her till the end of June, and then before that we will make a decision what we want to do at that time. So hopefully you will all, who haven't met her, will meet her soon, and from my point of view, you'll love her. So that's my announcement.
I've already been in brief email with Monica. She's very excited to come back and be working with us. She has fond memories of working here, as do we. So that'll be exciting, and that'll be fun. In case you haven't gotten the point, we have this up one last time. If you're a coffee drinker and you want coffee this summer, essentially you get to volunteer to help make it. And there is, or at least there was, a sign-up sheet there by the coffee cups. Or just come by on one Sunday and just look and say, oh, look, it's not made yet. Here, let me go figure out how to do this. It'd be fabulous. We're already the first Sunday in July. We only have maybe 7 more to do. We can do it. It's no big deal. This will probably be the last time you see that slide, though, so just keep it in mind. And then, how many people read the newsletter this week? Okay, not bad, not bad. The rest of you, contact the office, tell them your email, or they will even send you a paper copy, and then you will get all the great news. Also, be sure and sign up for the Friday Blast. Look on the calendar on the website, and just putting a plug out there. Pretty soon, it's going to be time to sign up for connections groups again, because it's July. Yay! So I think that is it. her up. Oh, she's giving me a cue.
We take light from our chalice, lighting the social justice lantern as a symbolic reminder of light and justice that we carry out into the world. As we extinguish our chalice, let us hear these words. Go now in peace. Deeply regard each other. Truly listen to each other. Speak what each must speak. Be ready in every moment to disarm your own heart. Rejoice in this love you have begun. Amen.
Please rise and body your spirit as we sing our closing song, number 44 in the gray hymnals. We sing of golden mornings, number 44. We sing of golden mornings, we sing of sparkling seas, of prairies, valleys, mountains, and stately forest trees. We sing of flashing sunshine and life-bestowing rain, of birds among the branches and springtime come again. We sing the heart courageous, the youthful eager mind. We sing the hopes undaunted of friendly ways and kind. We sing the roses waiting beneath the deep piled snows. We sing the earth's great splendor as beauty round us glows.
Let us join hands, if we're comfortable, with our community members, guests, family, and friends, saying these words together. May faith in the spirit of life, hope for the community of earth, and love for the sacred in one another be ours now and in all the days to come. Blessed be.